Welcome to the final part of Sonic Dream Team. Yeah, it's a short game.
Thank goodness.
Kind of expected it at this point, though. I was literally describing it as like a Sonic Colors type game.
How did we have double the amount of parts with Superstars?
Because, Superstars we had to do 2 fucking playthroughs of.
I would have been fine with just one playthrough.
Yeah. And, in this playthrough, we did one zone. We completed one zone per part.
Hey.
So, and in Superstars, we were doing like 3 zones per part, I think.
I like this.
Yeah, Eggman's city. I'm forgetting.
Eggman. I'm just calling it Eggman Land.
It may as well be, but it's not. It's Eggman's Dreamland because it's not
It's
real.
just Grand Metropolis, honestly.
It's not green.
Oh, shut
It's
up.
not green. Worst game ever. I hate Sonic Generations.
It wasn't green in Forces either.
Well, yeah, that's just Metropolis, not Grand Metropolis.
Oh, fuck off.
Also, can we talk about how, the Sonic world has both realistic cities and not realistic cities? What the fuck, Lightspeed Dash? I thought I could trust you.
Yeah, it's really funny because you go from realistic cities in SA2 to Heroes, and then back to Shadow.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say it is? So in Sonic's world, Sonic's first world countries are just way more advanced than our first world countries. And the third world countries are about where we are right now.
So America's a third world country.
Yes, but that's actually real. That's actually real life, unfortunately.
Okay, because I know someone will say it somewhere. The meta answer is Heroes was designed with the levels in mind, not the story. But we don't care.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Versus SA2, Shadow, and such, where the locations were designed and the story was made all in coherence.
Well, even SA1, there was definitely an effort to put Sonic into a more real world type aesthetic, and that game still has plenty of whimsy and mystical elements, but you are just kind of running through a beach and a mountain region, that sort of stuff. It's not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it did start with Adventure.
Yeah, I'd like to see the grounded or the locations that make sense setting back since Unleashed. Yeah, because I want something like Space Colony Arc again, where you get an interesting location and you get all these levels in it.
I want the characters to kind of go to a significant location in the Sonic world for something again. I mean, I guess kind of the Starfall Islands were that.
Unfortunately, Space Colony Arc is destroyed. Thanks, Shadow.
No, it's not.
Didn't they destroy it?
No, at the end of no, they destroy the Black Comet at the end of Shadow with the Space Colony Arc. And
I thought they crashed it into it or something.
No, they shot it with the Eclipse Cannon, which was its totally intended original purpose in SA2.
Yes, Gerald wasn't evil.
Yes. See, I can believe, the whole he was like a man of science, but he kind of snapped after Maria died, his entire reason for doing what he was doing. So but I don't know.
Time to watch Sonic X again.
Actually in Shadow the Hedgehog, in the Japanese version, they do not say we should honor the legacy of Gerald Robotnik like they do in the English dub. In the original Japanese version, they should say we should be thankful and honor Shadow, not Robotnik.
All hail Shadow, baby!
Yeah. Little do they know, in 10 other timelines, Shadow fucking destroyed the world, or at least 5. But okay, now we're doing a whole lot of cleanup. We got a little tease of Eggman's paradise, And now we're going back to Nightmare Maze because, yay, more stages got unlocked. Yeah. This does kind of... Like, the pace of this game is very brisk. I will say that. But these definitely do pad the game down quite a bit.
Which, like, to continue something we were discussing before, is that a bad thing in the context of a mobile game?
I really don't think so for this, because, like, even these extra acts, I really quite like these. They're quite a lot of fun.
Let me ask this. Do you have to complete these to complete the rest of the game?
No.
Is there anything that's holding your arm?
No. These are all fully optional. The only thing that these get you is more dream orbs.
Yeah.
It's sort of similar to like a Mario 64 type thing but it's like massively understated because like you only need 2 dream orbs ever at any time to unlock the next act. But you can get up to 8 of them per zone or per act. So, you know, there's a lot of extra shit here. Oh, thanks, water. Now I gotta navigate my ass back up there.
Just do it already, God.
Yeah, don't be impatient with me. I'm trying here.
Yeah, I don't know why, but this level, every time I see it, just keeps reminding me of the one section in Lost World. SA1, Lost World. I realized that after I said it.
With the waterfall thing that you're sliding down, or...
No, the wall panels that you walk on.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just kind of a single room, but there's a lot of paths through it, you know? And it feels like that's what they were doing for the entire game, was just that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I quite like this idea, because, like, I would say it's more interesting than Lost World ever was, because...
Lost World was interesting because of that one section. The rest of the level I could take or leave, but I like that one section a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm saying, like, this is more interesting to me, at least, because you can just jump onto the walls. Like, if they have, like, a gravitational pull or whatever, you can just jump onto them freely with no... You don't need, like, extra platforms or whatever. And I quite like that. And, yeah, you can just run up onto these ceilings and stuff. It's the kind of stuff I would have liked to see in Lost World, but that game was just focused on tubes, which is fine. It did its job that it wanted to do well enough. So,
Lost World apologist.
You know, I feel like every time we bring up the stage Lost World, we also bring up the game Lost World.
Oh, I wonder why.
Well, it's not like we were doing it in comparison to... Like, we weren't comparing the two things.
Alright, let's stop talking about Lost World.
But this is Lost World 2.
The game or the level?
Lost World...
I'm gonna stop now.
Yeah, anyways.
Hi, Kareem.
Yeah.
Bring back vanilla, you cowards.
Give me another Sonic Advance or Sonic Rush game, you cowards. That's what
we got in a Sonic Advance sprite animation.
Oh my god. Okay, so context, Sonic Prime Season 3 just released a couple days ago. That sprite animation makes me very sad that it exists in a Sonic cartoon.
Oh, I'm sure the rest of the season is fine for what it is, but like that sprite animation, I'm like, usually I try to defend this stuff, but that's pretty bad.
Yeah, and like, I know it's like, oh, you can't compare it to like what fans do because the fans have like all the free time in the world, and
fans don't get paid.
Well, yeah. First of all, no, they don't actually have all the free time in the world. They have their own jobs and stuff. They're doing this shit for fun in their free time. And then also they do that stuff in like a day. They make like a better version of whatever got announced officially in one day. And you're just like, could this have been done better if it was, you know,
well, I'm not even talking about people redoing it. It's like, if I can look up a sprite animation from 2006 and it looks better, there's a problem.
Yeah. That's sort of I
Because
was
like it's
like kind of
fully valid to compare a horror movie today to 50 years ago and criticize it for looking worse than the one from 50 years ago. I'm just saying. So
yeah.
I think we can do that here.
It's also completely valid for the horror movie example. It's completely valid to compare a like massive production horror film, like a massive Hollywood production horror film, with like a horror short film on like YouTube or something.
Ah, yes, let's compare FNAF with the Backrooms.
Yeah.
We see a very big quality and difference here. Or difference in quality. I'm stupid.
Yeah. I like this level. It's kind of weird.
No, that looks fun.
Um,
It's a nice platforming challenge.
yeah.
Very Lost World. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh shit! Will I make it? Yeah. No.
What the fuck are you doing?
That was not me. Did you see how he turned instantly?
Why'd you boost?
You are not understanding what happened there. I boost straight at the thing, and then Sonic like clipped the like gap, the small gap between the two platforms that are there, and turned 90 degrees.
Look, man, you played Sonic Heroes. Whenever you do any action, your character will go careening in any direction. You always have to jump. You should know this.
Okay, well the jump doesn't slow you down that much in this.
Shut up.
This
I
ain't
just wanted
no-
to make a Heroes joke.
This ain't no adventure era Sonic game. The jump here is like super classic Sonic. Like all your speed carries into it. You do decelerate a little bit, but like it's really hard to change your direction if you jump at speed. And,
I want the jump back from Frontiers.
Huh?
I want the jump back from Frontiers.
See, I have problems with the jump in Frontiers.
Oh, I know you do. Oh, that was
It's
sad.
fine. It's fine. You have plenty of time to do this one. But
Yeah, but I'm gonna criticize you.
But yeah, in Frontiers, it still like has the carryover jump problems from Lost World and Forces. They're just a little bit better in that game, but their solution was to just increase your turning speed rather than like give you more fluid control. So like if you're going at speed and you try to jump and turn, you kind of like rotate into that direction rather than, I don't know, accelerating in that direction, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. In this game, you just basically don't have jump control. And so jumps become more of a commitment, and I kind of like that for a Sonic game, personally. If it's trying to be more
shit out of there.
If it's trying to be more of a classic style thing specifically, if you want to try and make like an adventure style thing, you kind of gotta also get that adventure jump in there, which just lets you do whatever the frick you want at any time. And I like that jump too, but it's like a different kind of game feel for me.
I don't know. I like the jump in Frontiers because I think it has just enough commitments, but you can also, change some direction with it.
Yeah,
So you have a bit of freedom with it, and it helps with precision.
I'm fine with the jump in Frontiers. It's pretty nice for the kind of game it's trying to be. Unless we're talking about cyberspace, and then it's just kind of bad in my opinion. But cyberspace physics are kind of just bad in general for that game. So, me. We did it. Can we go to the new zone now? Yes, we can.
I
Let's
keep
go.
saying it, but I love Tails' animations in this.
Tails, yeah, all the characters really have great animations, but Tails having his little inquisitive goal screen pose is pretty funny. But this is since I just saw the title card this time, this is Ego City. And I love that name.
Get it? It's a mind reference.
It's also Eggman having the biggest ego ever.
Which is a mind reference.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Who wants to learn about the id and the ego?
I don't want to go back to psychology class. Thank you very much.
Let's talk about Sigmund Freud and why everything he did was wrong.
You know what? Actually, my AP psych class was actually pretty fun, so maybe I do want to go back to that. Simpler times. See, but that was the kind of class where the teacher was just like, nothing has a due date except at the end of the quarter. Then everything's due. So nobody did their work. Nobody did their work until the last minute, so the teacher wouldn't have time to grade it all. So he would just look to see if you had it in and just give you an A.
Of course.
Yeah. This one's one of the tighter flying challenges.
I see that.
We're
getting into Frontiers territory here.
No, it's nowhere near as bad as Frontiers. Okay, so those blue, like, Eggman platforms, there's a bit of a bug with those. I did cut out all the times it happened to me, which was only, like, twice. But sometimes if you land on them too fast, you just fall through them.
Oh, Sonic Superstars did that.
For no reason. It did? With what?
In the final level, when you went into those rooms that had to form around you, if you went into them too fast, they didn't have time to form and wouldn't properly load.
Oh, well, that's different because that was the intention with the platforms. They appear slowly. In this, they're just platforms that you're supposed to be able to land on, but if you land... It's specifically if you land on, like, one of the edges of the platforms too fast. You'll just clip straight through the platform. Because those platforms, you land on them and then they have like a timer on them and then they disappear. Like the yellow platforms in Sonic Colors or something. But now that I am not playing this game, I can look at the backgrounds more. And man, that big golden Eggman statue is perfection.
This is like the level of detail and backgrounds from like the Mania special stages or the Sonic CD special stages.
Yeah, well, it's a little more here just because it's like a 3D environment. Well,
it's the 3D equivalent, you know.
Yeah. Those were just like one static skybox, but they did have like a high level of detail. And analyzing those was really fun after the fact because there's just like a big futuristic city on top of a giant mushroom in one of them and stuff like that. It's like, I want to go to these places in a game. Unfortunately, we'll never get a Sonic game that takes place inside the Special Zone because the Special Zone's just supposed to be a mini game to collect the Chaos Emeralds. Unfortunately.
You know, I just realized that Rouge in this fits the power type mantle compared to Heroes where she was flight type, which is really funny because Heroes also has a glide feature that she just cannot do. And I don't know why, but I never thought of that before.
Yeah, it's
kind of weird.
It's purely because for that game they were doing the whole like speed, power, flight as like the gameplay sort of thing, and when you have Rouge, the character with wings.
Hang on. Was there a concept where instead of them turning in the balls, curling in the balls for her fist, were they on her legs? I want to know if that was ever a prototype, and I want to play it.
And then they were like, you know what? This is stupid.
Instead of Omega, we had like a flight-based robot or something.
Yeah, I think the actual original concept was to bring Gamma back, but then they were like, we probably shouldn't bring back two characters. So
but Gamma, Omega's better. I'm sorry, but you know
they have some interesting character interactions in Sonic Universe, the comic book, the old Archie comic book. Because, like...
And I'll never read them.
Yeah. But, I like Gamma. But Omega is better. Omega is probably one of the best Sonic characters.
For sure.
If they're gonna do funny, Omega is, like, the funniest Sonic character, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wish he was in this game, but he wouldn't really fit the gameplay styles, I guess.
He can glide.
He can glide with the power of friendship.
He can. No, he did in 06.
No, that's his jetpack.
It's a glide. It creates the same function.
Yeah, but we've never seen him climb walls.
Have you seen his hands? Just
I
saying.
like to imagine. I
think that's not really much of a problem for him.
No. See, what would happen is he has a new mode that, like, Gun invented for him, where he switches his hands to, like, Knuckles-like fists, and uses that to climb walls, even though his regular hands would probably be just as effective. But, now I'm fine with Rouge being the glide type in this, because that's what she did in Adventure 2, you know? In Adventure 2, she was Knuckles' dark story analog, so... Yeah, it makes sense.
And she's thus completes your weekly quota of sucking off SA2.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Onwards.
I do actually love... Like, I'm not a fan, necessarily, of the glide dropping so drastically in this. I know the levels are designed for it, so it works. But I'm not necessarily a fan of that. But otherwise, I do kind of like the very heavy feeling of the glide in this. Because, like, the turning with it is, like... It's sort of like a better version of the Update 3 glide, you know? Mm-hmm. Which they've now changed to just be, like, adventure-style gliding, where you can just glide freely. But... And before they updated Update 3, the glide in Frontiers Update 3 was just shit. But in this, it has a very tanky-like turning, which means that you have to kind of line yourself up the way you want to be lined up beforehand. I'm also really struggling to get this coin. There we go. Went as planned. Very smoothly.
Of course.
Whee. Look at those Eggman statues back there. Oh, they're gone.
Look at all those Eggman statues.
This reminds me of a level in Crash 4.
Okay.
It's in that game, they sort of do like a fake out sort of thing where they're like, oh, this is the biggest, baddest threat in the whole world, and we just defeated them. Let's go take a break and go to the food dimension, is what they call it. But it's just a big futuristic city with a bunch of like restaurants in the background. And the sort of like colors and the art style match this almost to a T. It just replace all the Eggman propaganda with like random food restaurant things. Like Coco's Cafe, because Coco's a character in Crash, like stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it like has the exact same color scheme. But fuck.
Almost.
Dude, imagine a Sonic game where not having enough speed matters. Wow, that's crazy. A 3D Sonic game, I should say. You can't, because none of them exist until this game right here.
I feel like there's one. Maybe somewhere in Generations?
Well, yeah, in Generations, if you're, like, optimizing your time trials and stuff, you are, like, burning through your burst meter. Your boost meter, sorry, not burst. So like there could be times if you like spent too much boost and you just aren't able to boost, but then they still have like dash panels and stuff to help you get up ramps. So
They watched too many clips of children trying to run up the half pipe without a running start, and they were like, "Oh, this is pathetic."
You mean IGN, right?
Well, I'm trying to be supportive here, but yes.
Of IGN? Why would you do that? They're fine now. Like, I like
Their
the dog in them.
reviews have weird points that they drop points for, but like, I don't care. They're a nice, quick way to just get a general feel of a game. I don't base my purchases off a single IGN review. It's the way I see it. And if you do, well, no wonder you hate IGN.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the people that hate IGN are the ones that like just think they have shit takes, But
Not to say they're an internet company. They do what's popular to get views and ad revenue.
yeah,
That,
like now
I don't see anything wrong with that. They're gonna do what's popular.
now. Well, it's kind of a
Like if you've ever seen
now.
their top 10 anime list of all time, like absolute shit. It's just the popular stuff. But like, what'd you expect? Yes, Death Note's on there. Who cares?
It's kind of a moot point now because Sonic has sort of slipped back into this like very buggy sort of like old habits die hard, I guess, era. But when Sonic, kind of got better, with Sonic Mania and then Ignore Forces and then Frontiers comes out and everything. It's like, okay, IGN, switches their view. They're like, Sonic was actually always good, guys. In fact, here's our top 10 Sonic games, where we're going to include Sonic Unleashed because we have to make up for that shitty review we had back in 2008.
I will never understand the mindset of saying Sonic 4 is better than Sonic Unleashed. I'm like, what?
I mean, I
don't think
kind
they
of
played
get
the
it.
game.
Well, clearly, if you watch the footage, they just like died in the first level 20 times, and that was it. But I kind of get that mindset back then because everyone was like, they did. Sonic's got a werehog now. This game's garbage. Sonic 4 is so much better because it's just like Sonic 2, guys, right?
It's okay. Like all we gotta do is wait for the Geek Critique to make a video on Sonic Unleashed, and then we can just say we were right the whole time.
Yeah. Sonic Unleashed, good game. Didn't need the werehog, but I like the werehog, so it's fine.
You shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, to be fair, for Unleashed, it's like such a drastic shift between
the werehog
boost
is a better
gameplay and
inclusion
the werehog.
than classic Sonic and Generations.
That is a bad take because one of those is just not a Sonic game. Yeah. And much boring than classic Sonic and Generations. I say it. Even when you're doing fun platforming stuff with the werehog, it's kind of just very basic stuff.
Alright, the series of joke critiques is boring now. Onwards.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Sonic Unleashed fucking sucks. Anyways. Yeah.
I'm just waiting until this is done so I can not have to touch Sonic for a year. But then I'm gonna go play SA2 when this is done.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's because my girlfriend has been enabling me because she's now a Sonic fan. But I'm like, yeah, I'm so ready to take a break from Sonic. And then all of a sudden, my girlfriend's a Sonic fan now, so I'm like really passionate about the series again, sharing all the stuff that I love about it and everything. So I'm like playing Sonic games again.
That's why I want to play the games again. It's because I finished Superstars and I don't have to play it again.
You gotta be reminded why Sonic is good.
No, no. Now I remember why he's good, and I'm like, now I actually have fun again.
Uh,
Why do these games have to release so close to each other?
I don't know.
Why couldn't this just waited until like the summer of this year? That's
Yeah,
all I needed.
why could no? This should have been just the 2024 Sonic game, released in like November. Put it on all consoles. Maybe if it's a console release,
Well, no,
add
no,
a
no, no, no. If we
level.
get a game this year and it's great, then no, you shut your mouth. But like,
But if we get a game this year and it's bad,
no. I'll find something to like.
I always
Hopium.
find something to like. It's a
Hopium.
moot point. It's a moot point when you say that because we always find something to fucking like about these games. I have things I like about Sonic Forces, and Sonic Forces is probably one of my least favorite video games. Um, it's just so boring.
Trying to think of irredeemable Sonic games, and honestly, it's kind of easy. It's called Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 4.
Yeah, you're wrong. You just irredeemable Sonic games sounds like Sonic Heroes to me. I'm just saying. I think all the Sonic games are redeemable, except for Sonic Labyrinth. Fuck that game.
Watch it become my favorite game.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more praise for it lately, and
Are you surprised?
it's because like everyone's like, yeah, you're not fast, but look, you can spam the spin dash everywhere and it controls badly. And I'm like, okay, it still looks bad to me, but whatever. It's also like a less than 15-minute long game if you know what you're doing. And by 15 minutes, I mean like 4 minutes, because
So that makes it the fastest Sonic game.
I mean, no, because there's just less there, but whatever.
Yeah,
I'll
but you
take
see,
my
apparently
Sega
less is
Sonic.
more when it comes to this series, so it's actually perfect. No,
Less-
everyone complained that Unleashed was padded, but look, Sonic Labyrinth is just nothing but its standard gameplay the whole way through. You play as Sonic, and only Sonic! And apparently you can go fast.
Dude, that means that Labyrinth is IGN's favorite Sonic game.
Yes.
It's
You
only
think they played
Sonic,
it?
guys.
You think they played it? You think they played any of them?
I don't fucking know. Probably not.
I just like to imagine they just look up all the talking points on the internet and make a review off of that with AI or something. They've been using AI since 2003 or whenever the hell they started.
Oh, God. That's sad.
You say it because you know I'm right. Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
I mean, if you're playing video games, aren't you technically dealing with AI all the time?
You shut the fuck up.
Now everyone
I'm
thinks...
ashamed.
Because, like, you know, AI before the whole ChatGPT thing was like, just like state machines and like very basic things. And now it's like taking everyone's jobs.
Can we go back to when the AI was those things in Blade Runner?
I've not seen Blade Runner or played
Go
Blade
watch-
Runner.
There's no game.
I don't know. I
It's
didn't
a
even know what
movie.
Blade Runner was.
It's a movie.
I'm
We're
not
gonna watch it.
cultured.
We're gonna watch it later.
Oh, God. Oh, hey, look at that. Sonic Generations is right on my desktop. I think I'm gonna go do that. Bye. This is probably one of my favorite stages in the game. Though I say that, but like all the stages are good. But like Nightmare Maze and Ego City are just like a nice big step up above the first two stages.
Uh-huh.
It's like achieving more of the potential of this game. I can do it. I can do it. Hold on, I can do it. Fuck. No, I can do it. It's fine. Because the homing attack range is ridiculous in this.
Oh look, he can homing attack upwards. This game sucks. Sorry.
Dude, I was playing Sonic Unleashed earlier, and why can you homing attack straight down in that game? It pisses me off.
You see, that actually makes sense. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it makes sense. I agree, but for the freaking DLC stages, it pisses me off. Because I'm just like trying to air boost, and there's something like 10 miles below Sonic that he just wants to homing attack instead. So,
Oh, you mean like what happens with the pogo or the twirling sticks you can go on?
yes, that in Missouri, just freaking ruins my runs, man.
I just don't homing attack near those anymore unless I know I'm clear of it. I have the muscle memory in.
I'm not trying to homing attack. I'm trying to air boost, man. And it doesn't help that the lock-on can also be off the screen when that happens. So you don't even know if you're locked onto it or not.
Mm-hmm. Unleashed was the first game with the lock-on, so it's a little annoying at times.
Yeah. Imagine if it was like the adventure games and you just don't have a reticle. I think it'd probably be a lot less fun.
Yeah, but like the advantage you get with the adventure games is enemies are usually in a straight line, so you know where you're going and you have a pretty short range, so it's a lot easier to work with. Unleashed has an absurd range for the homing attack.
Yeah. Even the fucking air dash in that game goes 27,000 miles. Like, the homing attack
Well, that's
is
why Sonic
ridiculous
doesn't
in that
say
game.
woo anymore when he does it. Because it's not
Yeah,
woo. It's not the same.
He's not trying as hard.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what rail that bomb was on while I was playing.
Uh-huh, yeah, sure.
I mean, that's why I hit it.
Copium.
Like, why would I lie about that?
I don't know. I just edited it out.
I'm saying that was just fucking me being bad at the game. I couldn't tell what the fucking which rail it was on.
I'm tired.
I am too.
I've been up since 5 and I want to go to sleep.
We're at 93 orbs. You want to know how many are in the total game?
99?
Nope, it's kind of worse. It's 101.
Oh, you motherfuckers. This
Why
is some
did they
rare
do that?
This is some rare bullshit, and I don't
Why
want
did they fucking do that shit? Oh, and you want to know what else is annoying about this finale here? Since we're on Act 3, we're going to be coming up on it soon. I edited around it so it seems more seamless. But what actually happens is you have to do the final boss before the last missions unlock in the levels for
Oh
Ego
my
City.
god, Secret Rings with this shit as well.
I know, and it's stupid. So what I did was I just edited forward to when I was getting those missions done, and then
Are we sure Kishimoto didn't direct this game?
I don't think he did, but he could have. You know, when I tweeted at him and he was like, "I have no involvement in the 2D games." He never said anything about 3D, so maybe, you know, this game he had some involvement with. I don't think he's in the credits. Pretty sure this was
I
just
doubt he had any involvement.
I'm pretty sure this was just Apple's development team through and through, other than the writing staff.
I'm going to assume he only had involvement with Frontiers, otherwise I
Look
feel
at
like
this
there'd be
fucking-
more of an effort to make the games a little more united in their art style. Because
Yeah.
this, Frontiers and Superstars all look pretty fucking different.
Yeah. And that sucks. I mean, that's nothing new for the Sonic series, though. Each game, they jump between styles all the time.
Yeah, it's like going from 06 or Shadow to 06 to Secret Rings to Unleashed, all have pretty varying art styles. I'm personally okay with it. I like having the
Yeah.
unique look to match the game, since they always like to change the gameplay.
Yeah. The only time I really have an issue with any sort of art style is if it looks kind of cheap, which this game does not. This game actually looks quite nice. Something like Superstars sometimes looks a little cheap, you know? Like, some of the levels look like undercooked and stuff. But the other time I have a problem with art styles is if, like, they do, like, realistic for Sonic, and then they try to go way too far in that direction, you know? Like, I think Unleashed is pushing it, but it still kind of works for Sonic because it's like stylized realism. But then something like Frontiers Open Zone is just like real life. Like, it's a grassy field that you could probably see in real life. The only fantasy things about it are the, like, cyber-y stuff, like the structures and whatever that are around.
Yeah, it's weird they couldn't get it to work there, but somehow they got it to work in 06. Like, really, really well. Kazuyuki Hoshino pulls off some strange magic.
Yeah, I think it also helps for 06 that they did actually make a Sonic model to match that style. All the characters sort of, you know, fit into that world better.
That's fair. I think that's the weird part of Frontiers isn't like the environment and the people around it, but it's Sonic itself.
Yeah, because it's just the Sonic Forces model with some slight.
That's not even the problem. It's just.
Well, I'm saying like all they did for Sonic's model is give him some like light fur textures, and that's all they really did for Sonic's model in that game. When they could have, I don't know, if they were gonna give him fur textures, why not, you know, make it a little more prevalent? Because we're on like modern consoles and stuff. They could have, you know, made it actual fur or something. I don't know.
They could have given him the equivalent of like an unshaven beard after he awoke on the islands after 2 months of being unconscious. Yeah. Just saying, they could have gotten something like that.
Yeah.
A little more ragged.
I can't believe that. Sorry, my dog is barking, but I can't believe that for that game they were gonna do the like the memory loss plot. Like, and everyone was already comparing it to Breath of the Wild because, you know, open zone, open world, Sonic following trends like he does all the time.
Well, it just sucks because, like, Breath of the Wild didn't even invent that. And honestly, it's the reason he keeps coming back is it's such a good formula for an open world.
Yeah,
like, it just fits and works and just incentivizes exploration in such a good way. It's just unfortunate that Breath of the Wild had to be recent.
Well, it's also like the Breath of the Wild comparisons go a little deeper than just surface level stuff for that game, but like, namely, the Coco are very similar to the Koroks in terms of just their flat out design. The whole world is like this old desolate location with ancient technology all over the fucking place. And then if they also had the memory plot on top of that, it would have been a little too much for me, but
yeah, but you see though, imagine like if we had that plus all the references to past games, and instead of it having those in the egg memos, we just saw Sonic kind of re-experiencing those memories.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been really cool too.
I
wonder
honestly,
if that was kind of a repurposed element from it.
I honestly think it was like a repurposed element from it, because we did have, like, I think it was in a Tales tube. They showed off, like, it was a screenshot from Generations that was like slightly touched up. And you know, in Frontiers already, we do have like the scene where Knuckles remembers Angel Island and stuff, but it's right. For some reason, like he's remembering the ruins and stuff, but for some reason it's a screenshot of his first meeting with Sonic. So my theory there is that the flashback screenshot we saw there, plus the one we saw for Generations, and even the one, because there was another like touched up screenshot, I think it was of Tails and Sonic Adventure. I think those are actually going to be used in Frontiers as like part of the memory plot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and Sonic was going to be like remembering his friends and stuff. But I don't need Sonic to have amnesia. That's Shadow's shtick in the early 3D games, so
I would have been fine with it as long as it was handled well.
yeah. I agree.
Because the thing with Shadow is,
Fuck.
outside of Heroes, which can we really count that, it wasn't handled well. So, I would like to see another attempt.
It wasn't even handled well in Heroes because he's running through a whole adventure with fucking Rouge the Bat, who was there for the events of Sonic Adventure 2. So she could have just
With how little
told
plot
him.
that game has, I'm willing to give it a little bit of benefit that it really doesn't matter.
Well, it's like the whole plot. The whole reason they're working together is because Shadow needs to find Eggman to ask him about his memories, and Rouge wants to find Eggman's treasure, and Omega wants to kill Eggman. So
It's coincidental, but, like, I don't give a shit.
it's like Rouge could have just been like, if they wanted to be better about it, they could have been like, had like Rouge thinking to herself, well, if I tell Shadow, then he won't help me get to Eggman's treasure. So, maybe that could, just a throwaway line in there could have helped with that. But like, yeah, I agree. It's fucking Sonic Heroes. Who cares? That game's story really doesn't matter unless. I mean, I like the character interactions, but like, other than that, it's kind of just.
Shiro Maekawa, please come back.
I agree. He at least got Sonic's character very right.
Oh, he always had Shadow pretty right.
Yeah, he always had Shadow right.
We just ignore Shadow the Hedgehog, but that wasn't him, thankfully.
I would hope that he would get Shadow right, since he's like the guy who wrote his original story.
He is, outside of a character designing, he is for all intents and purposes the father of Shadow.
Yeah. Which,
and there's a reason the character has clearly not been the same since.
Mm-hmm. Oddly enough, in Sonic Prime, Shadow's like the one character written well. It's not like exactly his character.
I like Sonic and Sonic Prime, at least in the bit I watched of the first season.
I really don't like Sonic in Prime. Like, he has some funny one-liners here and there. Slight spoiler for like season 3. But like, Shadow at one point is like, I am the ultimate life form, and Sonic like pops up behind him and he's like, and he's modest too. Like, I thought that was hilarious. But like, I think most of Sonic in Prime is just, it's not really Sonic. It's like the movie version of Sonic wearing a game Sonic suit.
Yeah, I've always been fine with that because game Sonic is not very entertaining to watch outside of short bursts. Like, I'm trying to imagine an entire movie of game Sonic, and it sounds awful.
See, that's
because
why...
he's just not. He's interesting in short bursts, but he's interesting because I want to play as him. Versus in the movies and TV shows where he's got to be changed a bit because he's got to be interesting to watch. He's got to have a motivation, something that can change about him, or something that can change about the other characters, which is what Sonic X tried to go for.
Well, yeah, that's sort of the thing with Sonic. Sonic is like a very static kind of character, and I think an interesting way you can write him for movies is to show his effect on other people, which is what a lot of games do, like Sonic Rush, or even Sonic Rush Adventure.
Frontiers.
Well, Sonic Frontiers, he kind of...
It's 100%. It is him and Sage. Anyways,
Things are happening right now. This is the end of the game, by the way.
Okay, it's kind of compare with Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball, I think it works with Goku being a static character because the show's not called Goku. And I think for Sonic, it kind of has that unfortunate impact where it's always going to be called Sonic, So you want to follow him. You don't want to follow other
See,
people. And you
Goku,
get the same problem of Sonic X.
Goku is not a static character, really, though. Like, he grows to a certain point, and then he stops growing. And then they revert his character down in Super, back to a more Dragon Ball level.
Okay. I don't want to discuss the finer intricacies of Dragon Ball, but like, you get where I'm going at, though, right?
Yeah.
Where I think because the series is called Sonic, you want audiences to care about Sonic. I agree there can be a good way to write him as a static character and do it well, but I see why they try not to do that and try to go other routes. I like the music here.
Yeah, the music here is good. This is our big triumphant finale for the game.
Hashtag Dark Gaia. I like this.
For some reason, this is the stage they teased when they were like, check out the Twitter page tomorrow for a special announcement before they announced this game. And they showed like a screenshot of this. And it's like, why would you use that as your tease? It's the final fucking stage. This is the last thing you see.
The thing is, no one's going to remember it. Because, like, I've gone back and watched the openings for, like, Nier Automata and Nier Replicant. And they just spoil the entire endgame. And huge character developments and huge twists right there in the opening. But you're not going to know it. It's the JoJo effect, you know? Everyone clowned on JoJo Part 1 for spoiling the series, but, like, you're not going to understand what you're looking at.
All I know is that I was playing through this game and being like, where the fuck is that stage that they teased? Like, that was my whole experience with this game. I mean, once I got here, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Why did they use that? They could have done, like, Nightmare Maze or something. It has the same sort of vibe. But I don't know. I mean, I agree with you. No one's gonna fucking remember this shit. Other than people like me who are insane. Ow.
I'm tired. I already said that.
Yeah. I know. I wanted to say, I disagree. I think Sonic can be fine as a static character.
Well, I said I agreed with you. I just understand why they don't do it.
Yeah, but they still do it in the games though, like the mainline games, and these games have extensive stories. So,
well, Sonic doesn't really change as a character for the most part.
Your turn, kid.
Yeah, I know. Sonic.
Wait, are you trying to say he's static in all the mainline games? Or he changes in all the mainline games. I got confused.
I'm trying to say he's always been static in all these games, and all of these games have very extensive storylines. Not all of them, but like, you know what I'm saying. They all have cutscenes, and I didn't really not find Sonic interesting until like Colors, where it was like just not the same character anymore, for the most part.
Well, maybe we can have something similar to that with Sonic 3, since they're doing SA2. Because, like, they kind of already did the whole befriend an enemy thing with Knuckles, so, like, how do you do that with Shadow? So, it could be interesting.
Well, I'm sure...
Unless he has to reconcile with Tom or something. I could see that.
Listen, it's the freaking JoJo, the little girl in the show... in the movie, she's gonna be the Maria analog. Just you wait.
I'd be okay with that. I don't mind the human characters. I think they have some fun moments. I remember when the second movie came out, and you're like, "There's a certain scene with the human characters that'll make you cringe," and I came out of it being like, "Oh wait, what was it? I was laughing my ass off the whole time." I did not get the hate for the wedding scene.
The hate for the wedding scene is just the fact that it lasts for like a third of the movie.
And I was having fun with it.
And I wasn't.
And fuck you for having a different opinion from me. What can I say?
Also, like, I don't know. I'm fine with different interpretations of Sonic.
She has skirt physics.
Yeah, but like
And
I
you
was saying,
can't see her underwear. Look at that, Sega. They did it.
yeah, it's a fucking. It's a kid's thing that shouldn't have modeled underwear on any of the women characters.
Oh, you haven't watched enough Japanese media. You poor thing.
Know enough about Japanese media to know why it happens, but
Well, what does Goku do in the first episode of Dragon Ball?
exactly.
You okay, buddy?
Seeing people who've only watched like Z and stuff go back and watch Dragon Ball is hilarious. It's like, why is Goku?
See, it wasn't too
whipping his
bad for
dong
me
out
because
all
I
the
had seen
time?
Dragon Ball Evolution,
Give me a boost.
so I kind of knew where the story was going.
Yeah.
But it was still a little weird for me because I had watched the edited version of Kai for kids, so it cut out all NSFW content.
Yeah.
And watching Master Roshi try to grab Android 18's tits for the first time, that shocked the fuck out of me. I was like, holy shit, what did I just watch? Because I watched the Boo Saga out of order.
Imagine in that scene if she just fucking killed him.
I would fully support her.
Because she, like, fucking hit him. And, you know, it's just played as a gag. Like, all the women hit Roshi at some point.
Yeah, but she
like,
can actually
she's-
kill him.
She's as strong, at least, as a Super Saiyan. So, it could have done a little more damage there. But according to Super, apparently Roshi just always trains off screen. Makes sense.
Alright, no, that was cool. This feels like a
Yeah.
weird time for a load screen. Where's the big kaboom? There was supposed to be a big kaboom.
That's the problem with these cutscenes. They're very quiet. It's just the characters' voices and like some basic sound design. This is the most sound design in any of these cutscenes ever.
Do you ever watched Charge Man Ken?
Nope. And suddenly
We're gonna
awake.
watch that. We're gonna watch that after this. Imagine a full anime production, but like this. Little animation, no sound effects. It's hilarious.
Anytime. So,
Charge Man Ken commentary? Anybody? Anybody want to watch that?
You're on your own.
Yeah.
You're on your own.
Yeah. You'll hate it. That's kind of the
Oh,
point.
God damn it. I mean, I guess that'd be funny. I could make fun of it the whole time.
That's the idea. Everyone makes fun of Charge
Yeah.
Man Ken.
So, real quick, back on the fucking game for a second. But it's very sudden, like the characters waking up, and I think like Ian Flynn, when he was like giving them notes or whatever, like knew that was a problem. So he threw in this like last bit of like storytelling where like, oh, we didn't get to actually say goodbye to Ariam. It's kind of sad. But then Tails is like, I've actually somehow modified the protocols of this ancient relic, and now we're gonna be able to see her in like 10 minutes. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
I really wish Cheese just beat Eggman up here, but he just sits on a button.
Dude, imagine if we could have gotten part 2 of that scene from Heroes where the Chaos beat
Yeah,
the shit out of
that's
him.
exactly what I wanted.
You
but
just
with
see a
Cheese.
silhouette of Cheese just
Yeah,
attacking him like a fucking bee.
yeah.
I would have
And
loved that.
That would have been awesome because everyone knows Cheese is the most highly destructive force in the Sonic universe.
Oh god, Visions of Sonic Advance 2.
But yeah, that was Sonic Dream Team. Since you haven't played it, what were your general thoughts on the game?
It looks fun. I wish to play it, but like I don't think I'm gonna lose any sleep if I don't ever play it.
Yeah.
Like other games like Forces and such, where it's like I saw footage, I had heard tales about it, but I'm like, I still want to play it. there's some like as much fun as I think I'd have. I think I'd be fine sitting it out for it being a
Yeah.
side game.
But you will spend like $20 or $30 on it when they put it on Steam, right?
Yeah, if it's available everywhere else, I will buy it. I'm not gonna get a dedicated Apple device just for this though.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just fortunate enough to have already had a an Apple device. I just bought the Apple TV for the recording purposes because I really liked this game, and it is very like odd having a Sonic game that's just like good
Mhm.
all the way through. My only real complaint with the game was the fact that it has some extra padding in there that it didn't need, but the padding is still fun, and it's a mobile game, so like what the fuck are you gonna do? But it's like having a big, like, not big, but having a Sonic game where you have these levels that feel like playgrounds for you to like use your physics and movement in very interesting ways. It's like it's so what I've been wanting from a Sonic game for so long.
Mhm.
And it feels so great to finally get it, and it also feels kind of bad because there's a good chance these guys will never be allowed to make another Sonic game, just because that's how Sega is sometimes. Uh,
Mhm.
like we all expected Mania 2 to happen, and it didn't. We got Sonic Superstars from a completely different team, um, which is fine, but like Sega definitely fixes what isn't broke. Same with Sonic Team. So there's like a high probability, I would say, that we never see a game from this team ever again or in this style.
I kind of think that's fine. I think they took it as far as they needed to. I think it was definitely a passion project, and getting more work on it, I think, would just kind of hurt this game's reputation in the long run, especially if they try too much with it and get too
Yeah.
ambitious.
Well, you say that, but they do have DLC for this game planned, apparently. So I guess I'll be recording that whenever it happens.
The motherfucker.
But unless it's like negligible stuff. Like if it's just more characters and stuff, like then I will not care. More characters, more challenges. I will only record
See,
it
but
if
what
it's
if it's
like
Shadow?
if it's Shadow and he has like his own campaign and they add new stages, then I might record it. Like it's got to be pretty substantial. Like I would not have recorded update 3 of Frontiers if it wasn't like a substantial story update. Like if it was just an extra island, then I was kind of just going to be like, it's whatever. Might do like a showcase video for it, but I'm not going to do a full playthrough.
Mhm.
But it has to be pretty substantial stuff for me to want to care. But for me, yeah, this is the best 3D Sonic game since Sonic Generations. Frontiers still really good. Do not fucking kill me in the comments, please. Daniel,
You
also do not kill me.
shut
I
up. You
still
ruined
fucking
that
love
chance when you
Frontiers.
called part 1 of this better than Frontiers. So shut the fuck up.
Well, it is. I'm just saying what I believe.
And you got called out for it in the comments and everything.
And then someone else called that person out for making a stupid comment.
Well,
So
that was funny.
it was a very funny little interaction. But yeah, for me this game just, other than the slight padding issues I have, which are just very small nitpicks for me personally, uh this just pretty much gets everything right, and I would love to see some kind of iteration upon this. Probably won't happen, but I would love to see like a big budget version of this game engine with like more zones, playable characters, abilities, like that sort of thing. Um and more levels that like let you be creative with your movement system. Like that I would just love to see something like that. But I would also love to see like a new Boost game that is designed as well as Generations, but that's never gonna fucking happen either. So fuck me, I guess. Yeah. But Yeah, we're moving into new territory next playthrough. Hopefully, no more Sonic for quite a while. And yeah, we'll see you next week for Metroid Prime Remastered. Ooh.
No, no,
So,
no. You'll see us this Friday for Doom, right? Right.
oh yeah, we also got a. I see. I just advertise my parts, but no, yeah. This Friday we got a new collab going on with D'Souza, for Doom 2016. So pop on by. We're gonna be running Doom and Metroid Prime at the same time. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And yeah, we'll see you then.
Bye.